Hello guys, my name's Senpai and today I'm going to be showing you how to record your Counter-Strike Global Offensive gameplay. Now this is going to be for the purpose of uploading to YouTube. Now as you can see on the page here we've got Open Broadcast Software. Now you want to go down to their website and you want to download it. This is what it looks like. So you want to get the latest version, so this one 0.657. For the Windows, if you're not running Windows, get this one or this one, whichever one it is. So yeah, I'm going to leave this bit up to you. Once you get it, download it, install it, should be good to go. Next, you're going to be greeted with something that looks a little bit like this. So the next question is, what do you do with this? So the first thing that you want to do is you want to click on File. Then you want to go to Settings. Now you get greeted with this and you're like, what is all this? So basically we're going to break it down and I'm going to go through each step so you can get the best settings. So you want to look at General when you start off. This is what it's going to be on. So nothing here, you can ignore it. Stream, you can ignore it if you're using this for recordings. If you're using this for streaming, I might make a tutorial on that in the future. So for output, this is the important bit. Now you're going to have output mode. It's going to say simple, you want to select advanced. Now you're going to have streaming, recording and audio. You don't want to press anything on streaming because like I said, we're not doing this for streaming right now. We're going to click on recordings. So type standard. Now as you can see I can't mod anything at the minute, so just copy what I have. So standard, here we go. Recording path, this is where I record my videos. You might not have this path, just set whatever works for you. For recording format, use MP4 or your preferred video recording format. This is what I like to use. For your audio tracks, I use two of them because I have one mic and I like to record my gameplay audio as well. So for the gameplay audio, I have it set to 1. For the mic, I use the second one. For encoder, X264. Rescale output, you want to have this set to your native one. So basically whatever your native resolution is or whatever you want to be recording at. So 1920 by 1080p is what I like to use. So the next thing, and this is where stuff gets really important. So the first thing is you're going to want to set your bitrate to 1000. Just do as I say here, just copy these settings down. For your custom buffer size, enable it. Buffer size 0, keyframe interval 0, use CBR unchecked. CRF, now this is the important one, right? This is the one that you should start to mod around with and fiddle with. I have mine set to 15 because I find 15 provides the optimal video quality and is well, I wouldn't say the least intensive, but when it comes off as a cutoff point, it provides really nice video quality and it's not too intensive on my CPU because I'm able to record 1080p 60 FPS without much of a hit to my FPS. In fact, I don't feel like I have much of a degradation in my FPS because I have been able to record gameplay live as well as other demos with these settings, so they are pretty good. And as you can see, as it goes, 1080p 60 FPS is pretty much the best settings you can have. So 15 is a pretty good number. If you find that it's you can't record it at that setting, then you might want to turn this up a bit. If you find that you don't like the quality, you might want to turn this down to something closer to 0. The closer this gets to 0, the better the video quality becomes because the less compression there is. So if I didn't mention this, it was this CRF actually stands for compression rate factor. So just have this set to whatever you find best. So 15 works good for me. Next bit is the CPU usage preset. Now there's a couple settings here. Now I don't really like to fiddle with this, so if you find that your video still looks bad when you have this at 0, I highly doubt you're going to find that. Just set this down to a lower amount, it'll make it apparently even better looking, but the cost of that is that this is very intensive on the CPU, so you want to just set this down to ultra fast if you find that it's fucking with your computer too much. So that's what I like to use, ultra fast. Just try that as well for yourself. So profile, none, tune, none, whatever. Variable frame rate, unchecked. X264 option, separated by space. I don't even know what this means, so whatever, nope. For the audio, 192 kilobits. 192 kilobits, that should 192 kilobits, whatever it is, 192. So this is the if you can turn this up if you want to. There really is no need, because if you're going to be uploading to YouTube, YouTube compresses it down, so it compresses the audio down to this bitrate anyway. So you might as well just record it at this, to save yourself time on uploading, to save yourself space on your computer. That's why I would recommend using this. So for audio, this is what I like to have. It's just pretty much all default really. For video, this is the last important thing that you need to have set up. So for your render, for the renderer, I'm just using DirectX 11. The base resolution is 1920 by 1080, so that's like recording the actual screen. And then the output, then you wanna, if let's say it's too intensive for you and you can't record at 1080p, you might want to turn it down a bit. So the output resolution is, you know, scaling it down. So you might want to scale it down to 720p, which is 1280 by 720, I believe. So then you have your downscale filter. If you are downscaling it, use the line cos. Now because I'm not downscaling, this doesn't really matter for me. And then you've got the last thing here, which is the common FPS values. This is pretty important. So you want to have this either set to 30 or 60, or let's say you're doing slow motion edits and things like that, you might want to even set this higher. So I like to use 60 since it's the max YouTube allows you to upload in, and I don't really do that much editing. I just kind of upload raw gameplay. So for the hotkeys, we've got Control F11, which Control F11 for streaming, and yeah, you can kind of ignore that if you're not using it for streaming. So for recording, Control F12. So you can set this to whatever you want. That's what I like to use. For the advanced, I didn't really touch anything here. You probably don't have to either. So for the audio buffer timing, 1000, whatever, then just, I'm pretty sure this is all going to be stock because I didn't mess about with anything here. So that should be everything that you need to do in order to get your settings done. But there's a little more thing that you need to do. One more thing, and that's in your scenes and your sources. So the next thing that you want to do is you want to set up this. So you want to right click, you want to click add, and basically it'll allow you to add either your desktop, whatever, and then you need to have one scene at least. So I have my desktop recording right now, and it's recording the display capture. So you can press add and it'll record whatever you want it to record from here. If you're recording a game, you press game capture. So let's just go into that really quickly. Game capture, you can name it to whatever game you want. Make source visible, okay, and then you want to, you know, have it checked to capture any full screen application. Well, that kind of depends on if your game is full screen or whatever. And then let's say window, it'll generally say the name of the thing that you want to record here, and then yeah. So yeah, as you can see, I've got a bunch of applications open here, and I can pick which one it is. So yeah, that's about it. And then you should be pretty much set up. So we're just gonna remove this. So you should to remove, yeah. So okay, so now that you've got OBS set up, now because this is designed for the purpose of recording CS:GO gameplay, or at least that's what I'm using this to record. Well, at least that's what I'm making this video for. Pretty much all those settings that I just showed you, you can use to record pretty much any game. You can record live gameplay. Let's say you don't want to record demos from CS:GO. Let's say you want to record it live, like surfing or something. You can use these settings, but now I'm going to show you guys how to actually fiddle around with your demos in order to get you know, your past recordings, your past gameplays saved onto your computer. So the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to want to have your switch to your game capture. So let's, as you can see here, I've got games and desktop. So if I click on games, it's going to switch to Counter-Strike. So we'll do that right now. As you can see, it's in Counter-Strike now, so I just have to switch over to in-game. So now, as you can see, now I'm in the game. So we click onto your watch tab, and that'll bring up your past gameplay. So these are all my past matches, and yeah, you can click on whatever one you want to watch and save there, and just do just about whatever. And for purposes, for just demonstration purposes, I'm just going to show you this one here. Okay, so for cache, we've got this game, and let's say just click on whatever round you want. You can record all your highlights, or you can just record bits of it. I'd recommend just going to the round that you want to capture. So let's say this round here, I'm going to record this one. You just click on the round, it'll start opening up the game. Now there's a few settings that you need to tinker around with here. Actually, there's not a lot. There's only like one thing that you need to do. Well, one or two actually. So the first thing that you do is you wait for the game to open. Hurry on, please. Okay, thank you. And then you want to click to yourself, or whoever you're going to want to record. So in this case, we're recording myself. Now, as you can see, we've got all this border around the screen. We've got all the stats. Now, it's up to you if you want to leave that on the screen or not. Personally, for cinematic purposes, most people aren't going to want that. So you want to click on this, and then you want to type in you want to open up your console, and you want to type in CL_draw only death notices, and you want to set this to 1. So once you do this, your screen is going to be pretty much clear, and it's going to look a lot more cinematic. Also, one more thing is that you might want to actually fiddle around with your video settings, because in the video settings tab over here, I have my shaders set to low. Now, the only reason is because I find the high shininess can be a little distracting for me, and in game I like to have the best, let's say, game focused gameplay. So I like to play this, set this down to low. Now, but if you're obviously going to be recording for you know, actual YouTube, you're going to want to set this to something higher. So this is just for demonstration purposes, so if you want to turn that up, you can. So now that you've got it set up, you can pretty much record whatever clip you want. So yeah, you just let the clip run. Also, you just have to wait, and you just have to let it run through, and once it's done recording, you just stop, you know, just stop the recording, and that's about it. Because obviously I'm recording this live, I can't actually stop the recording, otherwise it would stop itself. But anyway, we'll just let this run through, just because lols. So yeah, that should be pretty much it, guys. And yeah, I pretty much well, I hope you liked the video, and yeah, so once, yeah, okay, as you can see, this round is over, so at this stage I would have stopped the recording, and that would be just about it. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, drop a like. If you didn't, just don't. If you want to dislike it, be an asshole. Okay. Anyway, hope I see you guys next time, and yeah, that's it from me. Goodbye.